Purdue IE prepared me for what I'm doing now as probably in two big ways, with both problem solving and perseverance. With the problem solving, you learned in IE that tasks that you got that were seemingly daunting, whether it was in classes or on tests, you learned to break them apart and take in all the information that you received and then use that information to solve little piece by little piece to eventually break down a complex problem. The perseverance was definitely as you were stressed out with classes or extracurriculars or anything else that was going on in your life. You learned to break through those barriers, break down those walls, and keep pushing. You learned that everything was temporary and you can push through the stress or the project or whatever and get to where you wanted to go with that perseverance. I'd say some of the highlights with Purdue IE was definitely being involved in the Institute of Industrial Engineers. It was IIE then, now IISE, but the friendships that I made in that and also getting a lot of good advice from the upperclassmen was huge my sophomore year in engineering. I was actually also one of the older students in IIE that suggested I go interview with GE, so that definitely helped springboard my career there and got me to where I am. Since I graduated, I started right away with GE Healthcare. I did their Operations Management Leadership program. So when I did it, it was a 2-year, 4-rotation program, each rotation 6 months. So I worked as a lean leader on a CT line. I worked as a production team lead or supervisor for an ultrasound manufacturing facility. I also worked in ultrasound sourcing, working with our suppliers, and then I worked in more of a customer and order management facility with all the different modalities in GE Healthcare. After I finished the program, I rolled off into a longer-term job as a lean leader in Phoenix, Arizona. So I was at that ultrasound facility for a little over 2 years, and then most recently I just moved back up to Milwaukee, and now I'm the materials team lead there. We make X-ray tubes that go into CT scanners. So very different than ultrasound, but it's a fun challenge every day, and my team's responsible for purchasing all the materials, moving it through the factory, and then ultimately shipping it to all of our customers. I did 2 summer internships with GE Healthcare. It was after my sophomore and junior years. One of them I was doing a lean type of role with X-ray, and the other one I was doing a manufacturing role in CT. So 2 very different roles, but that was really big for where I am now. I learned what I like and validated that the degree that I was getting was something that I wanted to pursue, and it was a fun field to be in, and it also made a lot of connections between what I was learning in the classroom, giving you context to the lectures or recitations that you were in was huge. You could make those connections, and then, when you were in the workplace, you remembered something that you learned in class, or vice versa. Maybe you were in the workplace and the next semester you were in the classroom and you made a connection between a concept. Outside of the internships, I loved being involved on campus. So I mentioned I did IIE, but I was also in Sigma Kappa sorority. I was in the Old Masters program, part of the executive board for the paint crew. So that was really fun, mixing a passion of mine with Purdue basketball with then also leadership experience. So I'd encourage students to get involved, especially in things that you're really passionate in. If you're not excited about it, don't do it, but find those organizations that do get you excited. You'll make the best friendships, you'll learn the most about yourself and about other people, and that's some of the most important things you can learn about yourself and people to be successful after Purdue.